Do not study the day before the test. What is up, fam? It's Shar, and welcome to Law Living Color, where I provide quick tips and experiences through the law school process and legal field as a person of color. So, my study schedule. I've mentioned in prior videos how long it took me to study, which was around 6 months, and for the duration of that, which was 20 hours, around 18 to 20 hours per week. And that was essentially the most I talked about my study schedule, but I never provided my study schedule or what my days looked like. So today in this video, I will be doing that. I will also be providing a copy of my study schedule in the description below. So with that, there are 3 stages to my study schedule. The first stage is the learning stage. So that's essentially when I was taking all of my classes from my instructor and asking as many questions as possible, trying to figure out the LSAT and what style best suited me in attacking the questions. The second stage is the mastery stage. Now, you kind of do some mastery in the learning stage, but you're more so focused on learning the material. The second stage is practicing what you've learned. So in that, you are not timed when you were doing practice questions. You are just applying what you learned to the question. You're attacking it with the style that you deem best and what is suited for you and what was taught to you. The final stage is the grind stage. This is when you are taking a good amount of tests and you are blind reviewing them on top of doing mastery practice. However, the mastery practice will be timed. So from this place and out, you will be timing yourself. There is no untimed practice. So I mentioned drills and blind review. So let me explain what some of this terminology means. Drills are just a set of questions that you are drilling through. Drills typically consist of around 10 questions per section. So you'll probably do drills of LR or logical reasoning. That drill will contain about 8 to 10 questions. It's the same for reading comp. However, reading comp is passage based. So there's typically around 8 questions, I believe, on a reading comp passage, maybe less, maybe more. It's the same for logic games, which would be about 5 to 8, maybe less, maybe more, and you'll drill yourself through those questions. Disclaimer though, that's why I talk about blind review. You don't want to do all of these drills and move on. You want to review them. So after you do the drills, you want to do what people call blind review, which means that you do not go to the answers, you go back to the questions and you review them untimed. So if you review them and they all look good to you, okay, fine. But if you review them and you're like, I should pick that one, that's the one you should mark off. The whole point of blind review is to understand the question. Okay, so that's why you're not being timed when you're reviewing them. You're trying to understand the question and understand if you use the right strategy. So we covered the first 2 things that I wanted to talk about my study schedule, which are the stages of the study schedule and some key terms. There is a key located on my study schedule, so for any other terminology mentioned in the schedule, it will be explained. So the third thing that I wanted to talk about is the week before the test. Do not study the day before the test. Do not touch an LSAT book. Do not look at an LSAT book. Do not even think about an LSAT book the day for the test. The week of the test, the way that you're studying is that you're not really studying. You're just reviewing. So for an example, Friday is my test day. The week before, on Saturday, I took a practice test. Sunday was my break day. So Monday of that week, remember my test is on Friday. So Monday of that week, I review the test that I took Saturday. Tuesday of that week, I just do some mastery assignments, some mastery drills, nothing too serious. Wednesday, I take a full-length test, but I do not grade it, okay? I don't grade it. I take a full-length test, shut the book, done with it. Thursday, I don't do anything. Friday, I take the test. The thing is that you're taking a very, very chill few days before the LSAT. The reason is you don't want to burn yourself out right before the test, because that will happen. You want to enter the test with a free and clear mind, very de-stressed, and just ready to go. Trust that you have studied well enough before this test. So my fourth and final thing that I have to talk about with my study schedule are for those that are trying to study less than 6 months. You can still use the study schedule that I used. You would just have to knock some of those weeks down. Therefore, I suggest knocking down the learning stage and the mastery stage. Those two stages you would not emphasize if you were trying to study less than 6 months. You would try to emphasize your grind stage, which is taking as many practice tests as possible and reviewing them as much as possible. You still want the learning and mastery stage. I'm not telling you to scrap those stages, because how are you going to take multiple tests and have no idea how to attack them? So if you like this video and you want to see more like it, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see me do some LSAT problems, please check out my TikTok, which is in the description below. And if you want to hit me up on my socials, those are also in the description below on anything that you want me to further talk about. To hit things off with a quote, in the words of Susan Taylor, whatever we believe about ourselves and our ability comes true for us. Peace, guys.